everybody's had a good lunch, and because we were going to show a lot of tasty cuisine and dishes. So we're talking about Odisha cuisine, and I'm sure a lot of people know about the temple cuisine and all. But that's a small part of the cuisine. So you probably be knowing about pokhal and all that. But pokhal is, by the way, is fermented rice, which, as the summer goes on, so everybody throughout Odisha would be having it. But pokhal is generally had in the coastal region and all. But Odisha is also a lot about the tribal places. The So when you go to the tribal belt, so its pokhal changes to something called mandya chow. So it's ragi. So now the ragi is the buzzword, but in Orissa that ragi has been in as a part of the cuisine for a long time. So the other thing that we can talk about for Orissa is the cuisine is deeply rooted in the forest, in the the expansive shorelines, and of course also rooted to the seasons. So the other, so we can divide the cuisine here. One is the historical aspect of it. When the lot of dynasties have come. Uh, then we can also divide it up among the community base, as well as the regions, as well as the season. I'm good. So if you look at Orissa, it was known as the Kalinga, and on and whole, Kalinga it was always independent. For a brief period, it was ruled by the Nanda dynasty, the Marathas, and so it has an independent cuisine as such, but the biggest divide actually was created by the British when they divided Orissa in three provinces. So you had the northern province, and then you had the central and the Maratha presidency. So that created this division. So you have in the north, you have places like Mayurbhanj, Balaso, which share their borders with West Bengal, and we share the culinary of the poppy seed and fish-loving uh, uh, region of West Bengal. But
So,
yeah.
Muri Mangsho is something that is very, very much loved in Mayurbhanj, and it's a very unique, tasty delicacy. So, Mayurbhanj people will always, have a muri in their menu, and that Mangsho muri is an amazing combination, we can say. Also, if we see, they also have dal khichdi, so Orissa's food is very rooted to the earth. They are very palatable to everybody. So if we see the menus like dal khichdi, so ram ruchuka, this is very indigenous to them. It's made of eggplant and potato with some buddies of dal, and the taste is divine. And also of course, the fish loving thing, and also the red kai chutney that has recently got GI tag in Orissa. So it's a very interesting ant chutney, we can say, and they say that it has got a lot of medicinal properties as well.
So from north, you go to the other end. So the southern hello, yeah, the southern districts of Ganjam, Gajapati, and Koraput. So the dishes like charupani, chingri malai, ghonto, and mutton amli. So this also, a little bit of influence from the Andhra Pradesh and all. So you have unique tiffins and all that. Very wholesome food.
So if we talk about Ganjam's food, it's very unique to its taste. Like you will be able to taste, puri and upma together. It's very unique combination, and of course, another very popular is charu pani. Charu pani is very interesting. In a way, it's very soothing to your palate when you are in a scorching summer heat. So these are the kind, and they use a lot of tamarind in it in the food, and which is and charu pani. If we can connect it with rasam, So charu pani is a Oriya version of rasam, you can say. So crabs, of course, they are loved everywhere.
So, and of course, this is the region that everybody knows about the cuisine here. So it's little bit on the sweeter side. So everything from typically from dalma, then chenapora, the pora pita, and is had in the eastern region.
So if we talk about dalma and chenapura, the chenapura is of course one of my favorite sweets, and I'll just brief a little about it. It's, you can say it is a Indian version of burnt cheesecake, and it is infused in sal leaves. So you get the goodness of the sal leaves as well as a little earthy tone on the chenapura, and because it is palm jaggery and it is boiled a little bit, it gives a more rustic feeling when you have this cheesecake. So it's a must try when you come here. And if we talk about poro pita, I'll talk about it later because we have a story on it. And rashaboli, yes, of course, rashaboli is another very tasty sweet that we really love there. And yes, if we talk about this one, so Rashabali has a very nice story because it is a temple food, and it is given to Balram because he is, the nosy one. He always wants the best, like no, unlike Jagannath, who is, he loves dalma and pokhalo, the lighter versions. But Jagannath is always like, you need to have a very good meal always. Sorry, Balram.
So, and again, the Western is almost like an opposite of the coastal cuisine. That's an antithesis. So here you have a lot of pungent, savory, all these dishes. So very rustic in character. So here you would also get dishes which use a little bit of bamboo shoot and dried, the sukwa that we call it. So the dried fish and all, and obviously also the tribal, also the cuisine, which is very unique here.
So if you see this one, this is a beautiful curry. This is ambila. So this is very much famous in the western part, and also we since it is a tribal area, and ragi has been the buzzword nowadays. It has been a superfood, like the millets. There is a buzz about it, but in Orissa, it has been a way of life for them always. So lots of variety of millets are available. Lots of varieties of rice are available that are really underrated. And ragi, they call it mandia jao. It's been a way of their life, the tribal's life always. So this is again when the summer comes. So mango is something that is loved by all of us, and an Uriya meal will never be complete without a mango.
So even if you're having non-veg, you'll have 2 slices of mango in it.
Yeah, we always need mango in it.
So the central zone, like the Angul, Denkanal, Bodh, these districts have a bit of both east and west. But the famous food of this is the bori. Bori traditionally for people here, it's like for Oriya household, it is a ready to cook food. So if the ladies of the house are not willing to go into the kitchen and it's too hot, so it's a bowl of pokhal, which is the fermented rice, and bori chura would make up your complete meal. So it's a quick fix. So if you're tired, if it's too hot, so you can have a bori chura. And magji as well. So it's a beautiful buffalo.
So, well, this central part, it's also consists of one of our nice property, Kila Dali Jura. You can experience this, such foods there. So, you can taste a lot of different kinds of buddies, baras, and magji laddu, which is a very unique laddu. It's made out of buffalo cheese. So, it's a delicacy. So, anybody going there, you can, have a taste of it.
So as also the khattas. So
Yeah, khattas are loved everywhere in Orissa. So it's a typical rye banana peel chutney. So we all know about banana peels, but it is a rye banana peel chutney that we have in Orissa. So basically, we want to show you that how rooted and how Ayurvedically, or how season-wise all the foods are made.
So typically what I talk about when I see in Odisha cuisine, so the recipes are very rooted to the soil. So you're using a lot of ingredients which are, only found in Orissa sometimes, the vegetables, and you're using a lot of leaves and all. So be it your moringa leaves, be it your haldi patro, be it your the sags and everything. So everything is used in Orissa. So the next, I think the divisions that I talked about is because of the caste system or the community based. So typically you had the Brahmin households where the ladies had a luxury of not having to work and could refine their quick cuisine in a way. So they used to elevate their food has gone to a next level. So let's say like something like that. This is called chunchi patro pita. So it's like dhoop grass. It's a particular grass which is tied together, and on a hot pan, it's gently brushed, and then you have your filling, depending on jaggery and everything, and then it's folded. So it's an art.
It's a
work.
walk of art.
Yeah.
Not everyone can do it.
Yeah. So you can't. Everybody can't do it. So and okay, then again, so as I said, so they had, the Brahmins had the access to the premium ingredients. So, but when you go to the tribal belt, because they were hunter gatherers, so everything was, for them it was you had to keep food, you had to dry it. So it was more of collecting mushrooms, collecting these dried fish, or let's say, or dishes which are wrapped in leaves, so that they you can cook them with less oil and all. So and the final division, which I think is very important, because as I said, they're rooted to the soil. The recipes is according to the season. The Oriya folk adapt, and the recipes change. So in April, May, when the summer is going to start, so they shift from their typical sweet pitas and all to pannas. So you and another thing is in Odisha, still now nobody likes to go to the supermarket. So everybody, when they start their day, the typical household will go to a local market and see what are the seasonal vegetables, the seasonal fruit is come. So just now we had lot of panna or the
Lot of wood apple,
wood apple,
bale coming in.
bale
So
coming
they
in.
say the sharbat is for humans and panna is for gods.
So you have a lot of type of pannas.
So I'll tell you two types of pannas, which will show how how diverse and how thoughtful they are in their lives. So there is a charitra panna that comes up where they put the panna in a dug of bamboo, and they put it in the four corners of a road, so that the birds and animals can come and have it, so that
quench their
it
thirst.
quench their thirst.
So even we are feeling hot, and the
They
animals
are also
also
feeling hot.
So that is served. So and intersection of road that's kept. So you would see all these household ladies just walking and doing this. So it's not like it's not done. It's still done nowadays.
And of course, the Adhara Panna, you can see
The last picture on the right.
Yeah. So this Panna has a story like when Jagannath ji comes back, and it's said that lot of unworldly, spirits also comes back with him. And for that, they make this Adhara Panna, which is so divine. It is first given to Jagannath and Subhadra and Balaram, and then it is put near their chariot, where they crush the chariot with the chariot, and it spills everywhere in the road. And then where the spirits, when they drink it, they get the nirvana, and Jagannath ji enters pure.
So it's a typical
You
pokhal.
can, so this is a typical pokhalo recipe, and a pokhalo dish that you can have in summer when you are with us or anywhere in Orissa.
And so as I said, so if the lady of the household is feeling very magnanimous, she'll prepare a lot of side dishes, or you could just have it with the bori chura. So the next month is May, June, we call it Jeshta. So all the cooling drinks come during this time, and of course the mangoes and all.
And There is a story behind this bari chura. Bari chura is basically it's made up of lentils, and they used to say earlier in Kalinga times when they used to go for maritime tours or some kind of a
So,
war, they used to carry this bari as a side dish to just have a jazz up their bland meals.
so I just to interrupt. So not many of us know. We had a very Orissa had a very strong maritime history. So from 3rd century BC, they used to be traders taking stuff to Java, Sumatra, and all. But unfortunately, like the Columbian exchange, we don't where they took back of flora and fauna. But here, what happened to the Sadabas, as they were called, we don't know about that. So that has not been documented. But and so that we don't know much about what happened when they came back. What did they bring? What was the the confluence of these cultures that brought?
So this is the typical bari chura we were talking about. So one must taste the bari chura when you are in Orissa.
So
So
with the monsoon onset of monsoons, all these mushrooms sprout, and we were also lucky that all our ladies who work with us are our villagers, so they pick up the right type of mushrooms for us, not the mushroom that we would pick up and be hospitalized or something. And these all these mushrooms like this thanda mushroom or this antil mushrooms, they have a unique taste and it's so delicious.
so we are actually indulged every year by them.
So and of course, the festivals also start. So particular festivals also, involve a particular cuisine or a particular sweet.
So at this time, the Rajo festival happens in Orissa, which is dedicated to the womenhood. They say that Mother Earth does the menstruation for 3 days. So at that time, the ladies and the girls are treated like queens. They are not allowed to do anything.
And
They are just allowed to enjoy and do the swing and
yeah.
everything. They
So
just
Roger is
enjoy
also
3
called the
days.
swing festival.
Swing
So
festival.
the girls are not allowed to, not supposed to step foot on the ground. So they just, everybody, everywhere swings are all over Bhubaneswar and Orissa.
So there is where the Rajo Pan comes in. So Rajo festival is incomplete without this amazing pan that you can see. And also at this time we go with the podo pitha. So they say that the making of the podo pitha is as such you can keep it for a long time. So when the girls are not working, what would they do? They eat the podo pitha. Okay, Rasgulla is something I will talk about it.
Mhm.
But yes, let's talk about it now only. So there's a very beautiful story behind this, and as we were researching whether Rasgulla is Bengals or Orissas, so it's like during the Kalinga time it has been written. So Jagannath Jatra is prehistoric. That we agree? Yeah. So every year when Jagannath ji, leaves Lakshmi Ma behind and goes with his siblings to have a gala time in Mausi's house, and she, of course, being a wife, she's always angry with that. Every year when he comes back, she shut down the door. And when she shut down the door, he tries everything in his, all the tricks he can do to please her and he requests her to open the door, but nothing, worked on her. That was written. And then he came up with this beautiful, fluffy, tastiest rasgulla, and, he presented it to her, and, all her anger just melted, and she opened the door, had the rasgulla, and then for 1 year, they again have a very blissful life. So
Till it happens again.
till it happens again.
So since the Rath Yatra is mentioned in our ancient texts like the Puranas, and Rasgulla is a mean of appeasement. So we believe that maybe Rasgulla originated in Orissa, but was brought up
So
in
the
West
right
Bengal.
word is it's born in Orissa and it's brought up in Kolkata, but we were all Kalinga dynasty. We were all same.
So again, when the monsoon is fully rampant due to excess rainfall, all the vegetable, are less available in the market and all. So everybody, digs up their food reserves. So you have a lot of preserved stuff coming up from the kitchen, along with borichura and all. So which also includes the, when you're cultivating rice and all, so that the small prawns and crabs is also, becomes a part of the menu.
And also they say this, there is a dal, special kind of dal called kolotho dal. So the properties are so magnificent that they say if you have a kidney stone, you should go buy kolotho dal, and it will heal your, it will melt the stone and it will heal you naturally. So they use a lot of kolotho dal in Orissa.
So you're supposed to boil the dal and use that water, and you drink that water in the morning.
So again, one more beautiful, very interesting fruit called ice apple comes up that time, and we make a lot of pithas and lot of sweets out of ice apple that we call tal pithas and all. So it's available everywhere where you see, where you go.
So again, all these fruits, according to the season, the cuisine changes of what's available in the market. So August to September again, is a season where a lot of restrictions come, and it's called OSHA. So for the protection and well-being of family members.
So there comes the ghanto, because ghanto is a mix of a lot of vegetables put together. So the interesting story behind this is when a ghanto is made, and I think the Bengalis, if they are here, they can resonate. It becomes huge. So one family cannot eat it. So it's a saying like this: when a ghanto is made in Orissa, the near neighbors will come, their neighbors will come, and then extended family will come, and all will have it
and
together.
the village will come.
And the village will come. So it's just to entice you how a vegetarian meal could look so delicious. If you have not eaten, you must be hungry by now, I guess.
So then finally, when we have September, October in the months, so you have festivals like Kartik Purnima, which is done by the girls to secure a good husband. I don't know if it works or not.
So during Kartik Purnima, we all become vegetarian. So you'll not find fish anywhere during the Osha months and all. And then the final Osha is the Nuakhai, where we have to eat for the last time, like for this month, the last veg meal. And then the Charkhai comes, where you will not be able to step into any fish market or any non-veg market, because everyone is so hungry and they want to eat everything together. So, but during Kartik months also, lots of indigenous tubers, roots, and vegetables like pumpkin leaves and all that comes up. So it makes the menu very delicious.
And it's one of the ways where these tribal communities, they pick up all these mushrooms from the forest, and it becomes a source of earning from them.
So these are typical Osha foods, like these are all veg, even I can say vegan. So vegans can have a lot of options in Orissa, of course.
So finally, November, December, it's, now it's though the OSHAs and everything is over, so the restrictions are going away. So you have the, praying to the god, and you have a festival called Prathamashtami.
Yeah, so I want to talk about Prathamashtami, because it's a very beautiful tradition in Orissa that and during this Prathamashtami, the eldest of the daughter or the son is loved and respected, and this particular festival is for them, to honor them, because they believe that the eldest are always going to take the legacy and they are going to take care of everything. So Prathamashtami, if you are the eldest child, you are the luckiest, you will be treated like a king and queen. And during this time, a beautiful pitha comes up, which is called Enduri pitha, and it is actually beautiful because it is wrapped in and it's very unique to us because it's wrapped in haldi patra, that is turmeric leaves. So it's the process goes like this. It is the batter is made, and it is put into the leaves, and inside it whatever you want to put, like coconut jaggery, and it's up to you what you want to create out of it. And then you wrap it with the turmeric leaves, and then you slow cook it. And when it comes out, the infusion of the turmeric leaves, the taste of the pitha is divine, because haldi, it's something that we use in everything. But in a pitha, and the infusion and the taste of it, it's wow. And statutory caution, it's only available during that time only. So we cannot get it every time. And luckily, I think it's November, December, so it's a season time for all of us, for the travels also.
So again, there's another pita called Mondakya pita. So there's a very interesting story related, associated with that. So, so when during Mahabharata, when the Pandavas were exiled into the forest, so they stayed at a village where there was a demon who kept tormenting villagers and having them for breakfast, dinner, and lunch. So they finally went to the demon and said, we'll give you food, and his favorite food was the pita, Mondakya. And they said, okay, the demon said, okay. So every day they used to send a cartload of this pita to his cave. But unfortunately, both the driver, the herder, as well as, the cart would disappear. So everybody was afraid. So they went turnbys. And so Bhim said, I'll take it. And while on the journey, because he's always hungry, so he gobbled up one pita after another, one pita. So by the time he reached the cave, the cart was completely empty, and of course they had a battle, and Bhim defeated it. So this is, traditionally the story that mom tell their children to, you have the pita and all, you have the food, so you'll become as strong as Bhim.
So then comes the Margot, that is the January, February. I'll just go a little brief with that, where the sago and the leafy vegetables comes. So they have a lot of sago mugo, which you must try. It's a very beautiful combination. And then the Falgun, that is February, March. It is said that at this time, February, March to March, April, it's very important to have some bitter, something in bitter, so that you are saved from lot of what do you say?
The cough, cold, and everything.
So a lot of bitterness comes into the scene, like neem leaves or the bitter gourd. They use it in all their meals so that it prevents them from getting cough and cold. And of course, we cannot complete without the street food. I'll just quickly go through it. So here we can see the famous
Gupchup,
then chakuli pitha.
And there's a very interesting combination of dahi vada aludam, which even I think now Vikas Khanna is also talking about. So it's a combination which shouldn't work, but it does.
It really works. And one must have this dahi vada aludam if you are here. And of course, popular drinks like tonko tarini, and then pannas, and then mahuas, then shalpa. There is a very interesting drink, shalpa drink. It's a kind of palm, but a different type. So you will get it in the regions of tribal regions of Ganjam. And of course, the tonko tarini is one of the most beautiful drink that everyone, if you are an Uriya, you know tonko tarini. So it's a very hydrating drink, and it is said that it will prevent you from any kind of heat stroke also. Okay, we cannot, since we are actually talking beyond temple food, but we cannot complete our presentation without mentioning the Mahaprasad. It will be a crime. So just to give you an idea, so Chappan Bhog, that is 56 Bhog, every day, 3 times, it is done in Puri. Puri's Jagannath Ji's kitchen, and you can see the variety of.
Maybe they can't, but yeah.
Maybe you can't, but see the numbers. Yeah, so lots of varieties of rice, lots of varieties of vegetables.
And everything is cooked, and you cannot be using the foreign vegetables. So they are not using any of the tomato, potatoes. These are not being used.
So you can see, so and they say that the prasad never ends. Yeah. So whatever the number of pilgrims are, the prasad never ends.
And it's very interesting of how it's cooked as well. But the stories are the pots are lined on one top of another, and the top pot is supposedly cooking faster than the bottom pot. So it sounds unusual, but if you have the prasad, none of them it's burnt, nothing is, so everything is cooked absolutely perfectly. So there must be a reason to this madness.
So it's a typical prasad that we try to create at home for Jagannath. So we cannot do 56, but at least few. So of course, I'll just talk a little bit about the millet rice and more, because we have a heritage of hundreds of millets that I cannot even remember, and
And 150, 110 varieties of rice.
rice that are underrated always.
Yeah, and being preserved in Orissa.
So the kind of menus that you can create through these millets, it's just just to show the variety and what we can do with it. So yes, so
The last, I think, few of the food items which we missed. So this kathi goja is here on for everybody to taste. So
and
you can
also many of them have already tasted the other one.
yeah. Uh,
It's called korakai.
so this is like as I said. So they're using all the leaves. So this is like pumpkin leaves. So it's
You
called.
can wrap it with vegetables or non-veg, whatever you like. So these are a few delicacies we are trying to show you. The various ranges of very simple meals, but yet very delicious. So these are the kind of gojas, like the sweets you will get in and around Puri, especially. I am salivating actually.
Yeah. So yeah, as I say, the history of cuisine is ancient, but the documentation has just started. So we might have still missed many of the cuisines because many are mothers' recipes and not written anywhere. But now, since there are so many people, so many Odisha chefs who are getting limelights and who are bringing their traditional recipes back into the foray. So I'm sure more and more people will come to appreciate Odisha cuisine, and it'll again it'll properly get the proper spotlight that it deserves.
So with this, I just want to end it with a note. If you really want to taste this beautiful Orissa, tastiest Orissa cuisine, you have to come to our place, Vanir, and you have to go to Mayurbhanj to Belgiria Palace, and also Kila Dali Jura can offer you, variety of
And
tastes.
as well as Koraput to have the tribal cuisines.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can go there.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
And